The views and opinions expressed in this program do not necessarily reflect those of Atlanta 24 Community Media, staff, management, and its affiliates. Welcome to Sean Garvey and My Special Guest, the show in which we have one-on-one conversations with the best and brightest influential people in the industry, from community leaders to entertainers and so much more. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Sean Garvey and My Special Guest.
Greetings, everybody. It is the architect here, Sean Garvey, once again for Sean Garvey and My Special Guest. Thank you so much for tuning in. And you know I always bring in amazing guests here in the studio, including this young lady sitting next to me, and she works behind the scenes for me for my company called Reach One Communications, which we'll get into in just a few moments. But she is also a podcaster. And the name of the show is called This Is It. I believe This Is It with Queen K. And we have Queen K in the studio. Hey, Queen K.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, everybody. What's going on?
Hey, greetings to you. How's it been? How has life been treating you?
Life is good. Can't complain. Busy these days, but so excited to get to come down and speak to you, Sean. It's always a great pleasure to see you.
And I don't really do this much often or as often. You know, giving a person who works behind the scenes with me the limelight, the spotlight, if you will, to talk about whatever it is that they are doing. Of course, you are doing a lot of amazing things that we're going to get into in just a few moments. But I wanted to, first and foremost, take the time to acknowledge this woman here. You've been working with me. I don't like to say working for, but working together, because we're always bringing each other ideas on what we can do better in the media space. Yes. But we've been working together for almost 2 years now.
Yep, almost 2 years. Goes by fast, man. We having fun, yeah?
Yeah.
Fast.
I think it's the digital world that we're in that makes everything go faster. But of course, you know, we work in the digital space. We work in the digital world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's been fun. It's been a great 2 years.
It's been great. You've learned a lot?
Yes.
What
so
have
much.
you learned? What have you learned so far?
I think something that you've always just kind of told is just, I think I've said this to you before, it's just the passion. And I think finding and understanding the passion of what you're looking for in your craft, and kind of using that to let that shine through in your work is obviously something that I've learned from you. I can just always tell every time we speak.
Yeah.
Just how excited you get about what you're doing. It makes me excited. I'm just like, okay, he's excited. Now I'm getting excited. It's going to be something cool. So I think definitely that for sure. Right. And I think just honest working behind the scenes, right down to, like you said, the contracting, just the little things that it takes to really just kind of formulate the entire thing. So it's great to, of course, be, like you said, in front of the camera, but like behind the scenes, like you said, the paperwork, how things go with that, the proper way, the proper channels to handle things from that particular space is something that I've learned that I didn't know. Yeah. So and I'm trying to also kind of now implement those things into what I'm doing. So it's been really great. It's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things,
sure.
You know, and I'm a student as well. I don't pretend to or act like I know everything, even though I have 23 going on 24 years experience of working in broadcasting. But I learned from other people that I work with behind the scenes, whether they are volunteers, whether they are staff members, whether they are even interns. You learn from each other. And I think that's what makes it a very productive process.
Yes.
Now, for those that may not know, Reach One Communications, like I said, is my own entity, it's my own company, which we specialize in bringing podcasts to light. I curate shows, whether they are podcast shows, whether they are radio shows or TV shows, and we provide a house for them. But we also work for other people as freelancers as well, whether they are content creators, whether they are broadcasters, media personalities. We do a plethora of different things, whether it's putting together paperwork, whether it's editing, providing voiceover acting and things of that sort, you know. But what do you think, Queen K, is your specialty or your expertise?
My specialty. Oh
Yeah.
man. So I would say kind of curating an idea or taking an idea concept and kind of turning it into content.
Yeah.
Whether it be a show or just something maybe like an interview style, something like that. I'd say that is, I guess I could say my expertise from what I've heard, you know, with the feedback I've got, I'm gonna take it. I would say that, and I think too also making people feel comfortable. I've noticed that too. That's something I hear a lot is when I am able to talk to people or having someone on the platform or a show I'm doing, they always compliment like I felt so comfortable. I enjoyed myself. It was like I was talking to a friend.
Right.
I was having a great time. So I think, and that's just with anyone. So it's kind of hard sometimes when you have different personalities, you know what I mean? My personality and personality, you're just like, I don't know how we gonna mesh, you know? But when you're still able to make anyone just about feel comfortable to be able to talk to you about what you're doing and things, I would say that is kind of where I'm going. But, you know, I want to master eventually everything. So you got to keep trying till you.
And we're in the people business.
Of course.
We come in contact with different types of people with different type of characteristics and different behaviors. And it's all about just navigating and making them people feel like they are more than who they are.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, and accommodating them the best way we know how.
Absolutely.
Right? But behind the scenes at Reach One Communications, before we talk about your podcast, you specialize more so on the management side.
Yes.
You help things put in order they need to be, and you contact different people, whether they need to be brought on shows like this show, Sean Garvey and my special guest, or just to build a rapport with different people that we send your way.
Yes.
And you also help hold down the meetings that we have virtually, because of course, ladies and gentlemen, in the business world, especially in the media world, we do a lot of virtual meetings. We do multiple jobs. You do multiple jobs with Reach One Communications. But what do you think is your biggest takeaway from working with Reach One Communications thus far?
Biggest takeaway.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I think we were talking about this before. Just like you said, sometimes it's a slow burn, and having patience.
Oh yes, that's a big thing. Patience.
Patience definitely is something.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, just in life, I feel like patience is something that I've always had to grow upon and get used to, and I'm still growing. And so I know sometimes, like you said too, like I said, tying in with it before, the excitement, the passion behind what you're wanting to look for, and when you're looking for those other people that you're trying to connect with to also have that same thing, they're out there, but it may take a little bit of time to finally find those people. So like you said, the patience and saying, you know what, putting all these things together, even from, like you said, the back end part of things to now getting in front of screen, it is a process. So learning that, unfortunately, we might have a plan, and that plan may not go to plan like we need to, but it's okay. Yeah. We can take that, pivot, do we need to do, and get back on track. I think that's one of my biggest takeaways. Just because things don't always go how we think it's going to go, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. We're able to take that and say, how can I change this around? How can I make this back on track and keep going?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a very great answer.
Thank you.
Great answer.
Thank you.
Now let's segue to your podcast.
Sure.
This is it. Now, do you have more than one content, or this is it? Because I was under the impression you do more than just one show.
Yes. So, great question. So this is it. It's more of my longest, the one I've done for the longest amount of time. So this is it, is, as I like to call it, adult, not in the spice way, don't do that. But adult meaning, of course, we're adults, but it's like show and tell. So think back when you were younger, and you're just like, oh, I had this really cool thing. I want to show everybody. I want to talk about it. So I'm like, okay, cool. What is that thing? Bring it to me. Let's talk about it. Let's ooh and ah together. And then I'll ask them kind of questions like maybe like, hey, what made this thing your favorite thing? What got you started on this thing? Depending on what it is. I've seen a little bit of everything. I've seen button collections. I've seen mug collections. I've seen shoes. I've seen people say their brands, for example. So it's kind of a mixture of different things. So I've been doing that for about, 3+ years now?
Yeah.
With that show. Now, what I've been kind of rolling out as of now is something separate that I actually was just an experiment. I was trying. So we have on the platform I stream on, we have a yearly conference where all the content creators from that platform show up. So I was like, you know what? I don't see anybody do anything in the media space in the sense of talking to content creators. I don't see that. So I was like, I'll try it this time. So I reached out to people who I knew well, and I was like, "Hey guys, let's try this thing, see what happens."
Yeah.
And so I had to fill out some information. We set it up and sat down and talked to them in person. And I rolled those clips out on like Instagram, and people were just like, "Oh my God, this looks amazing." I've had people ask me, "I want to do this. Can I get interviewed?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I think I want to take that, and I called it Crowning Convos, of course, Queen K. And I want to actually turn that into like a podcast to keep it going. So not just being in person, but virtually interviewing people too if I need to, and taking it from there. But this is it. I feel like it's more of a live show, I'll say.
Okay.
And now I want to take the Crowning Convos. I might rename it to something else depending on what's available out there and turn that into a podcast. That's the
okay.
idea.
So so Crowning Convo is its own entity. It's its own show outside of This Is It.
Yes.
But two different type of energies, two different type of synopsis. So, okay. All right.
Yeah.
But This Is It is it.
That's it. It's in the name. That's it. That's it. But yeah, like I said, I did it more so because, like I said, it is on a platform. So it's featured on a particular platform called Tagged. And so each week, featured number one on the platform for the hour. And so it's more so for people who are on the platform. That's usually where the audience comes from. So I just kind of leveraged for the Crowning Convos, those same people already had those connections. So now I want to take not just people on the platform, I want to extend and say, hey, who these people over here, would you like to be on? I would love to have you on. And that could be the way to also get those additional connections outside of things. So,
yeah. Who are some of the people, if you can go back in time, who are some of the people you brought on the show?
Oh man. So This Is It show, right?
On
you're asking?
the This Is It show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a few names. So if for those who watch, and if I don't say your name, charge to my head, not my heart. Okay. So first of all, definitely gonna say a girl 2 Cents. And these are streamer names on the platform, by the way. 2 Cents. Shout out to 2 Cents. I've had Jamila Joy. I've had Sam Mayam. I've had Kind Hearted Babe. I've had Anointed Vessel. I've had, it's so many people I've had on the show. King of Diamonds, Sassy Red. It's just so many people.
Sassy Red,
Sassy Red.
Not Sexy Red.
Not Sassy. Sassy Red.
Okay. No, we want to make sure you didn't say sexy.
Sassy Red.
No, that's what I'm saying. Not Sexy Red, but Sassy Red.
Yeah,
okay,
right,
because
right.
people are gonna think like you had Sexy Red on your show.
No.
Okay.
Y'all, I see the vision. No.
Okay.
Okay. But hey, Sassy, if you're watching, we can talk. But no, Sassy Red is her name. She's hilarious, by the way. But yeah, so many different people, like I said, that have maybe been recruited to the platform and then maybe started on the platform and they're just on there. And so that's where they are. And I've either built a rapport, connection. It could have been people who said, hey, I know someone and I would like to have that person on. Oh, Harley too. That's my girl, Harley. Shout out to Harley. They're on there too. It's been such a great journey of just kind of, like I said, talking to people, seeing what makes them tick. Like, what is your favorite thing? That's what I used to ask them. What do you like? And it's funny. Some people may not actually be able to answer that question. I'd be like, you don't know what you like? And they're like, well, I don't know what to talk about. I'm just like, how do you not know what you don't like? It's what you like. So it's interesting to kind of get people to kind of come out of their shell a little bit because I guess they might have something they may not want to talk about. But I'm just like, y'all, we're talking about you. What do you like? What's up? And like I said too, sometimes we'll have brands, people who might have just been like a startup. They do like maybe they make like a press on nails brand or something like that. They'll have come on and they'll say, well, this is what I'm starting off with. This is what I've been doing. It could be a graphic designing brand they've done. So so many different ones and like I said, talents and things that people have on their platform. You never know, honestly, until you see the show. Sometimes I don't know. Okay. So I'm just like, what is it? I have no idea. We'll learn together and then take it from there.
I sometimes tell people that, oh, this is my favorite interview or this is my favorite episode, or I'll say to someone on air, live on air, like, this has been one of the best interviews I have ever done, right? Gotcha. Do you have a favorite interview or favorite episode that you have done thus far? Favorite
interview episode?
Yeah.
So I think one of my all-time favorites, I'm going to say, is depending on, of course, what time of year it is, so it may be Black History Month. I'm going to Black History Month. So at least one of the Tuesdays out of the month, I'll do like a featured special show. And so I like to do like improv, skits, and stuff like that. So I did an In Living Color episode, like a tribute to the show. And so I asked some of the content creators on there to pick their favorite character, and I was interviewing the characters. That's what it was. So they would come up, they would be dressed up in these get-ups and stuff, mimicking some of the different episodes. I had Marshall Bill. I mean, I just had, it was just the creativity was just out the roof. And so, so many laughs, so many people that just really reached out to me after that was just like, I so enjoyed this episode. Please do more of these. But anytime I'm able to do, like I said, special theme things and kind of think a little bit more outside of the box, not just your normal base episode, as I call it, when I'm able to kind of really tap into those special parts of the year, that's always, I feel like, my favorite. So I'm going to say that one, In Living Color. That's one of my favorite shows, by the way. Love that show.
Oh, yeah. You took me all the way back.
Oh, yeah. It's a classic, man. It's a classic. We always got to remember the classics. Always.
Absolutely. I meant to ask you earlier at the beginning of the interview a bit of background history on yourself. Like, I know your background history, but do you want to let the people know your background history that led you to doing podcasts and in the space that you're in now? Sure,
absolutely. So honestly, I like I said, the platform that I started on, live streaming platform, is called Tagged. I literally went and downloaded one day. I think it was one of my friends. She was just like, "Oh yeah, girl, I'm on Tag." I said, "Girl, what is that?" She was like, "Oh, it's a little platform and whatever. You can talk to people and stuff." And so I was like, "Okay." So I downloaded it and I looked through and I saw these people that were live, and stuff. And I was just like, "What is this? What is happening?" So I would sometimes tap in and listen to what they were talking about. But, once I kind of got comfortable talking and building rapport with these people, then I would be like, they'd be like, "Hey, come up to they call it the box," which is like a feature box on there. You can pull up yourself and then they can talk to you and see each other. And so I'll come and I might talk a little bit and they're just like, "Oh man, you're really entertaining. You're funny. Maybe you should give this live streaming thing a try." I'm just like, "What? Me? Live stream? No, I'm not going to do that." And so finally I gave it a try. And I mean, started off one eye in the like off to the side, hiding on the corner. And they were just looking at me like, what is wrong? Like, why do you keep doing that? And I was just like, I've never done this before. So I'm just sitting here like, y'all really want to just stare at me and breathe? Like, what do you want me to do? And so I just started going live. I didn't even have like a stand, like a tripod. I just used my hand. I had my phone in my hand. I had a pillow underneath my arm.
Yes, easy.
And I did like this.
Hey, listen, that's how it starts. That's how it starts.
That's how I started. I just did like this. So over time, people just started coming in and they're just like, "Man, this is really cool. I enjoy your energy." And then I loved it. So eventually I've pushed back the camera slowly to where they can see my whole face. And then from there, I think it was history. People were just like, "You're funny, you're engaging, I like your energy, I like what you bring to the platform, I feel comfortable here with you." It's like I'm talking to a friend. And so then before I knew it, I started streaming regularly. And then I was running from doing the show because everyone was like, "You would do great as a feature show host." And I said, "I don't want to do that." And they're just like, "Why?" And I was just like, "Well, because I had a lot of moving parts, so that's like a committed time each week. You want to make sure you don't miss it." And I was just like, "I don't want to half do it, right?" So I don't know. So then I thought about it. And I said, "Okay, fine." So I pitched the idea. I went and talked to some people to kind of figure out what the show was going to be because I didn't even know whatever show I was going to do. I had no idea. I was like, I don't know. And so I, for whatever reason, I talked to the guy who is the curator for over all the shows on the platform. That's what you have. It's like a process you have to go through to get your show featured.
Right.
And so I spoke to him, and then he was just like, "Yeah, I love it. Let's give it a try. Give me some episodes, send them to me. Let's tweak things, and here we go." And so. No structuring ideas, just kind of watch some other people's stuff. And I was just like, I will see. So I did my very first episode, terrified. Of course, I'm recording for this thing. And I sent it over, and he was just like, "Okay, great. Little feedbacks here and there." He was like, "But keep doing what you're doing. Love the energy and keep going." And 3 years later, it's still going. So I still have people ask me, "Hey, man, I still want to do your show. I always enjoy your show." So sometimes I may be a little bit nervous because they don't know if it's going to be like serious with me or if I'm going to be silly, but I'm always silly. So I'm just like, "Why y'all do that?" So they'll do the show and they'll be like, "Oh, I really enjoyed this. This was so fun. I would love to come back, just whenever." And so, I started off one eye in the camera, terrified of going live. No streaming background, no idea how cameras work. None of that. And so I just, over time, met people who were like mentors and stuff to me, and they're just like, I see what you can do, and I'm interested in kind of help you into the live streaming world, and so that's it.
Who do you want to have on your show?
Just anyone I can have, just anyone.
Like, is there a specific someone, you know how us as broadcasters and media personalities, we'd be like, man, I want to get this person on my show, or I want to interview this person.
Well, first of all, we definitely have to have you on the show. Of course, it's already gonna happen. I just want to let you know that. That's for number one. Number two, if I just pick anyone, I just, like I said, my favorite show in Living Color, any of the Wayans family, anybody of the Wayans family.
Okay.
I love them as a whole. They're all funny, so any one of them I love. Also, I would maybe want to speak to, we know this, Head Crack. Would love to talk to Head Crack. I've always admired his journey and what he does and stuff. He's very talented, multifaceted. So I would love to speak to him, have him on. Who else, man? Keke Palmer. I think she's hilarious, by the way. Keke Palmer, I've watched some of her podcasts. She does have a podcast out. Baby is Keke Palmer. So I've watched that. She's really funny. So I would love to have her on, just kind of pick her brain.
Right.
Because she has like the network she's doing too. So I would love to talk to her and see what that's like. But yeah, just off the top of my head, that's all I can think of right now. It's just those few people. But from a movie kind of style, Jordan Peele, because his brain is really cool. I like how he thinks about things. I just want to pick his brain. I think he's just really cool. Jordan Peele will be great. Ryan Coogler will be great as well.
Yeah.
I think that's all I can.
That's a
right
diverse list.
Yeah, man. I'm everywhere.
And speaking of everywhere, you everywhere on the internet, by the way.
Everywhere on
too.
the internet, apparently.
But primarily, though, people can check out This Is It on Tag.
Yes, you definitely have to download the platform in order to see that on the show.
Okay.
Maybe, you might see some other places in, but, yes, as of now, to see it live, you do have to have the platform and download it to see it. So, yes. Now, the Crowning Convos, like I said, we're working on getting that into a podcast format that will not be on Tag. It will be off somewhere else, maybe just your usual podcasting stuff you get, Spotify, those places.
Right.
Will be where you get that. So.
Okay. And you're on Tuesday nights. This Is It is on Tuesday nights, right?
Tuesday nights.
At what time?
10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. If you're on the East Coast or in Atlanta like we are, we both are right now, that's Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday nights. This is it.
That's it.
And also your show, This Is It, is featured on Honey, on the Honey streaming app.
Yes.
So we're on Monday nights after this show that you're watching right now, Sean Garvey and my special guest. So just in case you didn't check out the show in real time or live on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m., you can check out a rebroadcast of This Is It Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So after this show, Sean Garvey and my special guest, you will jump over to her show, but still stay on the app, the Honey streaming app, and check out this amazing show that she got going on with her and her own guests, by the way, too.
Yes. Thank you so much. I'm excited. Make sure y'all tap in now. Don't be playing now. Don't be telling me unless you're going to watch it and you don't. We watch it.
I hate when people, I hate when people ask me, hey, how's the podcast is going? And that lets me know you don't listen to my podcast.
Right, you did not really.
Or how's your show going?
Right, yeah.
How do you think the show is going? Do you watch it?
Did you watch it?
Yeah,
like, what episode did you like? How about that? Did you ask me how? Okay,
part.
Great. What did you like latest? Oh, nothing. Okay, great. I need you to go catch up.
Yeah.
I hate that too.
I hate that. That annoys me.
Very annoying.
But it is what it is.
Do better, y'all. Do better.
What else you got going on? You got anything else going on in the works right now besides This Is It and Crowning Convo and of course Reach One Communications? You got anything in the pipeline?
I think that's pretty much it, man. I don't even know how I'm juggling all these things now. But honestly, just continuing to grow in the space, man. Just continuing to grow in the media space in general. That's just what I want to do. I think interviewing style media correspondent is something that I think if I were to have to do like niche, like go a specific niche, I can kind of see myself doing that. I can see that being something that I would enjoy doing. So getting the exposure, and, which is interesting. So starting out from live streaming and kind of turning this into something like that would be something that I think that would make me happy or what I'm looking for. So using these opportunities to get myself out there, to get the connections and stuff, to be able to say, hey man, we would love for you to come and interview and talk to these people. I think that's where I would like to do. So if you like what's happening, y'all let me know. Like, hit your girl up. I'm trying to, let's work. Let's make some magic.
Hey, that's what it's about. We all out here doing our thing, but we're also hustling and getting to where we need to be at the same time. So, and I got to compliment you too on your presentation and the ambiance behind Crowning Convo and This Is It, because I've checked out some of the videos you post online and stuff, and the ambiance is on point. So I gotta compliment you on that.
Thank you so much. Shout out to I think it's RTW Photography. Josu is my personal guy that I've been working with. He's fantastic. I found him just by chance when I went to Florida, where the event was, and I'm still working with him on some stuff now that I'm working on. He's just top notch. So shout out to you, sir. RTW Photography, y'all are amazing. So thank you so much. I had so many compliments on that. They were just like, it looks so good.
Yeah.
They were like, it kind of giving me TV thing, and I'm just like, that's what I like, TV, magic words and stuff. And I think also to what you said earlier, I think radio would be something I'm interested in. Actually,
radio, okay. We have a bunch of radio stations here in Atlanta, by the way, too.
Yeah, so radio would be cool. Radio personality, I think I could see myself doing something like that with that. So hopefully we'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Fingers crossed. All right, Queen K, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Check her out Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday night on the Honey streaming app. All right, Queen K, thank you so much for stopping by and chopping it up with me.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. All right, guys, make sure you tune in. Okay, I'm watching y'all.
Tune in and turn up, like I sometimes say. Sean Garvey, my special guest. Keep it locked right here.